Well, the autopsy begins. I've got this one on the bench. I've bought a brand new genuine one from Land Rover, and I've also bought every constant hose clamp, genuine constant hose clamp for a Defender. So that's mostly TD5 and Puma era as well. This is my fixed hose clamp that went on. It does allow a bit of twisting. So this is 53mm. There it is. Huh, there is a barb on it. Who'd have thought it? Not a great one, not a huge one, but there is one there. There is the proof. Let's see if you can see that easily. See that? Crushed. That is a hose clamp. See that? It's crushed that. And, that's really interesting. I wonder if that'll go back to shape. Possibly will, but I think that's part of the problem, is these clamps. It's crushed it down. This is the other end that's still on. You might be able to see this, which I've never touched, I don't believe. Look at that pipe. That's just the nature of using the worm drive clips on plastic fittings. So this is the genuine bottom hose 2023. Look at that. That is heartening to know that genuine 300 TDI parts are still being made. Anyway, this is the hose. First thing that gets my attention. Look at the hose clamps. Not what I was expecting at all. Fair enough, this is the same part number since about 2000, so for 23 years, but seemingly the clamps have been changing, and maybe the production's been changing over time. Look at those clamps. They are smooth all the way around. There's no join on those. And we do have 48 oat. Done a bit of research. Otica, these are called multi-crimp rings. 250. 250 is like the product series. August 2023. So yes, they are still making these, and these pipes are, they're just stamped as July. Basically, you want field serviceable, well, stick that in your pipe and smoke it. You've got this, I'll put the instructions on the screen, but basically they swage it, they go, and then crimp it down for like a, perfect every time with this huge bladed great massive machine. They say the best application for this is rotating parts, where you don't want an imbalance caused by a hose clip. I don't know, maybe Land Rover just said to some company, can you make this pipe? And they said, yeah, and then this happens to be what they use. So, not actually a direct comparison there, and I probably can't get these off without destroying these clamps. A few other points to note. We've got the cutout here where it goes into the water pump. So there's a little, almost like a woodruff key. So that stops this rotating. You don't get that on the aftermarket pipes. The rubber on this, I've said this about genuine parts, and I'll say it again. They smell like a basketball shop or a shoe shop or something like that. It smells completely different than the aftermarket rubber you get. The diameter on this is the same, the main pipe, and the thickness is the same as on the aftermarket hose, which is 50mm diameter with a 5mm wall thickness. On the bottom one that goes up and around up into the reservoir, so you can see the difference there. The internal diameter is the same, 16mm. It's just that this one's got a thicker wall on it. All in all, it's so satisfying buying these things. However, this cost me £97 for a bit of rubber, plastic and some metal clamps. So if you wouldn't mind clicking or watching some adverts on this video, it would be much appreciated. So where do I go from here? It's not like I can replicate these on my old pipe and improve the hose clip snapping off, as you saw in the previous video. Someone else has told me that on their 2006 300 TDI, they've got lemon clips. So the ones where you've got the little noggins here, and they sort of you crimp them, snip them with pliers here, and they crimp down. And then my 2003 has got just worm drive hose clips. So the question becomes, do I use constant tension bands, or do I use hose clips, worm drive hose clips? And this is a genuine one in here. These are called, the OEM here is Norma, and the model name is called Toro, as in like Spanish for bull, is what you get with these. And they can be stainless steel, I think. I'm not sure if these are all the time. These are corrosion resistant. These are Michelor is one brand. A lot of the genuine ones, the ones I bought here. So you'll see they're stamped. They look like Michelor is the brand here, just like this one actually. This is one I bought on eBay, and they're all tend to be stamped like this, MU and 50, which is kind of the diameter. Anyway, I've measured all these genuine ones up. I've measured all these up and stuck all the actual dimensions on LR Workshop. I think I want to use constant tension clamps with my old hose. The new hose I'm going to keep. This has been great for reference, but I'm going to use this on a future rebuild when I can put all amazing parts on my vehicle. I'm going to carry on with that hose at the moment because I think it's okay. Just upgrading the hose clamps. Yeah, this doesn't really have much of a barb. That one's gone a bit wonky. That's on there. It might not be clamping enough because that twists. The 46mm one is genuine. A little bit. I can't pull it off, which is the main thing. There is a wonder about the crushed parts, the flattened edges, whether there's potential for weeping. Put it on this one. Well, that can pop off with quite a lot of force. See, the hoses are pretty much moulded to these now. See how much that's clamping now that it's off. It's splurging out. What do I do? Do I put new clips on old hoses when these are effectively slightly squashed and the hoses are moulded exactly into the position they were in? Or do I buy a new one with new cheapy pipes where these may be squashed from the factory because they've got worm drive hose clips on? Or do I just fit the genuine hose? You know what? Screw it. I'm not actually going to bugger around with this. I'm going to fit the genuine pipe right now, just for peace of mind, and try and use these clamps on the ends where they join up. So now I've got a pile of plastic and bits. Something else has just nailed the final nail in the coffin. See that? This is from the reservoir right the way down. That's going. So this hose is definitely scrapped now. I am not putting this back on. 5 years, I think, out of this pipe, aftermarket pipe. That is not acceptable. That is pretty poor. Yeah, that's made the decision a bit easier. So if I'm going to use the constant tension clamps, the next thing becomes I need to size them. So I'm going to do a bit of experimentation. I've got a new reservoir tank. This is a genuine one. I've got this pipe here. So we'll put that over. Pipe on there. Stick this on here. Now I'm knocking the camera over. Stick that on. Now, will that come off? Rotate. That won't even rotate, so I would push it on a bit further. Normally, that's pretty tight, that. That's not going to come off. So I think that would be an acceptable sizing on here. The reason I really want these is primarily for the bottom hose, so I'm not messing around on my back underneath when you want to drain the coolant. Trying to unscrew this, you can just clip it off, and the key test is, will it slide back over? Yes, it will. You can slide it all the way back to then pull this off the hose. So here's where I'm at with the hoses. This is an aftermarket one I've got, 53mm. This one's going to go on there to the water pump. This is a genuine one, which is, don't get me wrong, 46mm. That's going to go to the bottom hose on the radiator. For this one that goes across to the heater pipe, I was trying to use this one, the genuine one, which is 27mm. I think there's a good test you can do on the pipes that are smaller. I use my ring finger and release that. That's actually quite painful. I can't get that out. The compression on that is quite strong. I wouldn't want to leave my finger there. It would start probably going pink. So that's quite a good test to see there's quite a bit of clamping force with that one, which is 27mm, and this is a 28 outside diameter pipe. So I've got this aftermarket one, which is 29mm nickel ore clamp. And if I let the clamp off and feel this friction, I can just about pull my finger out. So that's quite a good compromise. I think that's okay. So that one's going to be 29mm, put that away. And then when it comes to the reservoir, I've been testing these two. It does actually come from a 300 TDI. This is for the heater hoses on the later 300 TDIs, particularly left-hand drive. This one is 26mm on a 25mm pipe. It's not too bad. There's quite a bit of friction there, but I can pull my finger out, but it doesn't feel like it's crushing it. So that's possibly quite a good way of testing. I think that one feels quite good, so I'm going to go with that one. I did originally test the reservoir pipe with this one, which is 1mm larger up, so I think this is a bit tighter. This one works a bit better. So we've got a 46mm outside diameter pipe with a 46mm clamp. We've got a 25mm pipe with a 26mm clamp, 52mm pipe with a 53mm clamp, and a 28mm pipe with a 29mm clamp. Possibly these three are 1mm too big, but I think the clamping's okay, but we'll see. I may eat my words, but for the time being they seem okay. So there, that's basically what the access is like now. Just stick these up, clamp, move it back. Done. That's my ultimate aim. Get that off easier in future. Oh, this is pretty satisfying to look at. Genuine pipe, genuine pipe, genuine pipe, genuine pipe. So it's all fitted, and I've driven this in a number of cycles now, and I'm happy to report there are no leaks. You'll also notice that I've strapped the pipe that goes up and over the top. I used to strap it to the top hose of the radiator, but now I'm strapping it to the intercooler. It seems like a bit more of a, puts less stress on the pipe. So you'll see all the pipes I've fitted have now got constant tension hose clamps, and I've just a few of the little ones there, like the Y-shaped piece from the header tank to the top of the radiator and to the thermostat housing, and then also the water pump bypass still have hose clips on them, worm drive hose clips. But I've got a stock of constant tension clamps, and I think I'll be using them for all my coolant pipes in the future. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.